Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and today is New Comic Book Day. I am not going to get to a review, but I want to talk about this little controversy I've seen going around when it comes to Harley and Ivy. Now, honestly, this is not a controversy. This is fake, and I'll explain why, but I want to talk about the character first. So, Harley has always been Joker's beau, right? She's always been at his side. Well, even when we go back to as far as the animated series, which would have been, or the comic related, which would have been in 1998, we see a couple forming in Harley and Ivy. Now, that is not a big deal. I'm not sure. I've seen people go around saying it was weird that they were together and stuff like that. That I don't get. This was never a forced push, in my opinion. I always thought they worked well together, and I always enjoyed them as a couple. Now, I do love Harley the most when she is at Joker's side, but she is a close second with Ivy, and I enjoy the couple. I enjoy them together. But before I even start into this conversation, I want to make sure I say I have spoilers for the Harley and Ivy miniseries that just happened. I'm actually going to specifically talk about the end of it, and then I have a couple articles I want to talk about too. So, the first one is from CBR. It says, DC Comics just ruined Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy's most lovely queer moment. Now let's talk about queer moments, really, because this has been a canonical couple for something near 20 years. If you remember in the New 52, I think it was Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner that gave them their first in-comic kiss. Not only that, but if you look to Injustice, they were married. If you look to Bombshells, they were together. So, this couple has existed literally longer than Harley was ever with Joker. Let that sink in a minute, because people come out and be like, oh, well, she's a forced character. No, she absolutely is not. They are a good couple. The plain and simple, they are. So, what is weird to me is that people are so offended by, I guess offended to some people can literally mean they stub their toe, but they're offended by the end of this comic. Now, basically a TLDR of what happened in this is the entire time this series was going on, it really wasn't the real Poison Ivy. We thought the big bad was Floronic Man. It wasn't. Lex gave Poison Ivy a different type of fertilizer, and it made her kind of make copies of herself. Well, one of those copies was with Harley. Harley was trying to basically clean up the mess that happened during Heroes in Crisis, and Poison Ivy died during that series and has been a mess ever since. Well, we basically get the ending here. So, we get this Poison Ivy that is very pissed off at Harley, the real Poison Ivy, because she has been with the wrong Poison Ivy, not even realized it, and didn't question the fact that maybe she wanted to be a hero, didn't question some of the things that you should have realized. In a real relationship, you would have realized. And that's because Harley was so fixated on herself at this moment, she was being a little selfish, right? So, Ivy is pissed. Totally warranted. I get it. Well, there comes this moment, and they're fighting, and basically they go to have a canonical kiss. Well, oh my god, are you ready? You're about to be offended. She kisses her on the forehead. I'm not kidding. That's what this is about. But not only that, to take it a step further, they both Ivies love Harley. And she says, we've got to form back together, basically. You've got to go because we need to fix ourselves. So do you. They kind of break up in a way. Like, they don't really break up. They're just separating for the time being. And it's pretty much so Harley can go help in the Batman series. And I am going to talk about that. So, spoilers. Very mild spoilers for Batman 89. Not really. I am going to review it because it was fantastic. But, so we see this, like, goodbye scene. And it's really sad. This was actually a really sad ending. So, That's what these people are offended about. I'm not even kidding. It's so basic. It's so little. These people need to realize that comic books aren't forever. Anything that happens in a book will at sometimes be switched, be erased, turned over, redone. Like, all of these things will happen. The main article I want to talk about, which is absolutely ridiculous, is the Mary Sue. Thanks. I hate it. DC Comics is messing up Harley and Ivy while giving Joker a new girlfriend. Now, that is true. So, we have seen Batman 89. Here comes the spoilers. Very mild warning. I'm not going to talk about what happens. I'm just going to talk about the fact that we get to see our first look at Punchline. I was so excited because not only that, but I can't wait to review this, to be honest with you. But we saw Merlin and Punchline, and they're like, obviously Merlin isn't around very much, and I like him as a character. I was excited. Anyways, let's get back to the subject at hand. We get to see Punchline. Now, I did see some people in my comment section saying that Punchline was not going to be Joker's girlfriend. DC, won't do that. Won't give him somebody else to abuse. Bullshit. Punchline is going to be his new beau. And we've got plenty of confirmation of that. But let's talk about the video I showed at the beginning. This has some people mad. I guess DC did a post saying these are all the iconic couples. Harley and Ivy weren't included, and then kind of pissed people off even more and showed that little video. So silly to get this upset. You realize that there are backstories. There are stuff within the Black Label. There are other stuff that ship these two. They are not going anywhere. They really aren't. But as far as Mary Sue, let's talk about this. They already hate Punchline simply because Ivy and Harley broke up. Like, really? You hate that character for that simple of a reason? Like, that's really dumb, but don't they really hate everything? So basically, when it comes to Punchline, she's going to be Harley Quinn's polar opposite, and Gemini said that she's pretty much Joker's new girlfriend and henchperson, and she's going to be more akin to his new beau. Now, we only got to see a very small, like, shadow of her lips and stuff like that talking to Joker. So she's not coming full out, I think, for a couple more issues, but it was nice to get that. He described her as a physical character, sexy and slinkier, darker than Harley, pep, who is all pep and energy. This is going to be more of a stoic character. I really do like that. But the fact that they're so upset that that this is not a breakup. They never said we're done. They never said we're over. They just simply need to fix themselves so they can be better together. That stuff happens, right? It's really ridiculous to be upset about. Now, they go on to say it's disappointing that Harley has moved on into a new relationship while Ivy outside of the Joker for years. Yet her appearance in the media, even ones that acknowledge her as queer, please, name a media that doesn't acknowledge her as queer or bisexual. Because I've never seen Harley as represented as but anything else. I really haven't, except for maybe in the animated series. That was it. And even then, they kind of had that friendship at least going. And even in the new show, they have a weird friendship. But they have Ivy being super controlling, so it's weird. Yet some are still somehow tends to ignore part of that. For a series about Harley and Ivy to not have a little bit more romance in the end is disappointing. I guess that's the real Punchline. Didn't tink? You made it funny. No, not really at all. So yeah, because of the kiss on the head. Like, stop acting like this is a big deal, because it's not. I understand you want your representation, fine. I love Harley and Ivy. I have nothing against them being a queer relationship. What I am against is this fake outrage, this bullshit outrage that basically says they have to be perfect, they have to be together, they have to kiss. Do you realize the biggest part of this, the biggest takeaway I can say is DC hates happy couples. Let's be real. They've ruined Harley and Ivy, they've ruined the Freezes, they've created this really weird dynamic between Catwoman, wow, Catwoman and Batman. Like, Lois and Superman are under the Bendis issue right now, so they're not great. DC just isn't great with relationships. There has to be drama in relationships in these comics or people aren't going to remain interested. So, not only that, but we're seeing this like future with the babies. Like, we're getting Aquaman's new child. I think her name's Andy. And then we've got this tweet today about the new cat and bat baby. Which, I love it all. Don't get me wrong. I love babies. But, even so, DC hates relationships. Don't expect them to treat your relationship better simply because it's queer. If you want equality, ask for equality. And in that equality, you're going to get breakups. You're going to get drama. You're going to get people hurt. You're going to get your fifis hurt. Deal with it. It is that simple. Let me know what you guys think. I will have a review up tomorrow. So many good books this week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribe Star and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Kato Roan, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Ala's Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.